सलिलं सलीलं विश्वोकवक्त्रं जगदात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाहलङ्कां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम्
अवाहयामि
स्थापयामि पूजयामि
पुरुषः
सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपाद स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यधिष्ठद्दधाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगोधर्मो
यद्भूतयच्च भव्यो
उदामृतत्वस्येदानः यदन्नेन
तिरोहते एदावानस्य महिमा
अदोज्यायागुश्चपूरुषः
पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवे
त्रिपादोर्ध्वौ दैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामद साधनानधने अभि तस्मात् विराजयायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमधो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमदन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाच्यो ग्रीष्मयुत्पस्सरर्थभिः सप्तास्यादन्वरिधयः त्रिसप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबद्धं पुरुषं पदो तो यज्ञं परिः प्रोक्षन्न पुरुषं जातमकृतः तेन देवा अयुजन्त साध्यार्हे स्वये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः
सम्भृतं बृहदाज्यं
पदोगस्तागुश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्रये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः
रुजः सामानि जग्निरे
छन्दागुंसुजग्निरे तस्मात् यदस्तस्मात् जायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त एकेजो भयादतः गावो हजग्निरे तस्मात् जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं वेदतुः कथिता व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु गावो रूपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत्
बाहुराजन्यः कृतः
ऊरोदरस्येद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागो शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुर्जायत ओम नारायणाय नमः ओम माधवाय नमः ओम गोविन्दाय नमः ओम विष्णवे नमः ओम मधुसूदनाय नमः ओम त्रिविक्रमाय नमः ओम वामनाय नमः ओम श्रीधराय नमः ओम ऋषिकेशाय नमः ओम पद्मनाभाय नमः ओम दामोदराय नमः ओम संकर्षणाय नमः
ओम वासुदेवाय नमः
ओम प्रद्युम्नाय नमः ओम अनिरुद्धाय नमः ओम पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः ओम अधोक्षजाय नमः ओम नारसिंहाय नमः ओम अच्युताय नमः ओम जनार्दनाय नमः ओम उपेन्द्राय नमः ओम हरये नमः
ओम श्रीकृष्णाय नमः
ओम श्रीवेंकटेशाय नमः
ओम शेषाद्रिनिलयाय नमः ओम चतुर्गोचराय नमः ओम विष्णवे नमः ओम सदञ्जनगिरीशाय नमः ओम वृषाद्रिपतये नमः
श्रीनिवास परब्रह्मणे
नमः पत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि
करिष्ये
प्रकृत्यै नमः ओम विकृत्यै नमः ओम विद्यायै नमः ओम सर्वभूतैकप्रदायै नमः ओम सिद्धायै नमः ओम विभूत्यै नमः ओम सुरभ्यै नमः ओम परमात्मिकायै नमः
ओम वाचे नमः ओम पद्मालयायै नमः ओम पद्मायै नमः ओम पद्मये नमः ओम स्वाहायै नमः सुधायै नमः ओम धन्यायै नमः ओम हिरण्मयै नमः ओम लक्ष्म्यै नमः ओम नित्यपुष्टायै नमः ओम विभावर्यै आदित्यै नमः ओम दित्यै नमः ओम दीप्तायै नमः ओम वसुधायै नमः ओम वसुधारिण्यै नमः ओम कमलायै नमः ओम कान्तायै नमः ओम क्षमायै नमः ओम क्षीरोदसम्भवायै नमः ओम अनुग्रहपरायै नमः ओम बुद्धये नमः ओम अनघायै नमः ओम हरिवल्लभायै ओम अशोकायै नमः ओम अमृतायै नमः ओम दीप्तायै नमः ओम लोकशोकविनाशिन्यै नमः ओम धर्मनिलयायै नमः ओम करुणायै नमः ओम लोकमात्रे नमः ओम पद्मप्रिय ओम पद्महस्ताय नमः ओम पद्माक्षय नमः ओम पद्मसुंदर्यै नमः ओम पद्मोद्भवाय नमः ओम पद्ममुखी नमः ओम पद्मनाभप्रियाय नमः ओम रमाय नमः ओम पद्ममालाधराय नमः ओम देव्यै नमः ओम पद्मिन्यै नमः ओम पद्मगन्धिन्यै नमः ओम पुण्यगन्धाय नमः ओम सुप्रसन्नाय नमः ओम प्रसादाभिमुख्यै नमः ओम प्रभाय नमः ओम चन्द्रमतनाय नमः चन्द्राय नमः ओम चन्द्रसहोदर्यै नमः ओम चतुर्भुजाय नमः ओम चन्द्ररूपाय नमः ओम इन्द्राय नमः ओम इन्दुशीतलाय नमः ओम आक्रान्तरण्यै नमः ओम पुष्यै नमः ओम शिवाय नमः ओम शिवकर्यै नमः ओम सत्यै नमः ओम विमलाय नमः ओम विश्वजनन्यै नमः ओम तुष्टये नमः ओम दारिद्र्यनाशिन्यै नमः ओम प्रीतिपुष्करिण्यै नमः ओम शान्ताय नमः ओम शुक्लमाल्याम्बराय नमः ओम श्रियै नमः ओम भास्कर्यै नमः ओम बिल्वदलयाय ओम वरारोहाय नमः ओम यशस्विन्यै नमः ओम वसुन्धराय नमः ओम उदाराङ्गाय नमः ओम हरिण्यै नमः ओम हेममालिन्यै नमः ओम धनधान्यकर्यै नमः ओम सिद्धये नमः ओम श्रेणसौम्याय नमः ओम शुभप्रदाय नमः ओम रूपवेशमगदानन्दाय नमः ओम वरलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वसुप्रदाय नमः ओम शुभाय नमः ओम हिरण्यप्राकाराय स्वततनयाय नमः ओम जयाय नमः ओम मंगलदेव्यै नमः ओम विष्णुवक्षस्थल विष्णुपत्नी नमः ओम सन्नाक्षी नमः ओम नारायण समाश्रिताय नमः ओम दारिद्र्यध्वंसिन्यै नमः ओम देव्यै नमः ओम सर्वोपद्रववारिण्यै नमः ओम नवदुर्गाय नमः ओम महाकाल्यै नमः ओम ब्रह्म विष्णु शिवात्मिकाय नमः संपन्नाय नमः ओम भुवनेश्वर्यै नमः लक्ष्मी नमः
प्रार्थ्यत प्रियमेधादो अर्चत अर्चन्दपुत्रका उदपुरन्नदुष्वर्चत अर्चत प्रार्थ्यत पुण्डरीकाक्ष पुण्डरीकाक्ष पुण्डरीकाक्षाय नमः ब्रह्माण्डे नास्ति किञ्चन वेङ्कटेशमो देवो न भूतो न भविष्यति
आवाहयामि स्थापयामि
पूजयामि
धूपमाग्रापयामि
भवेत् दिव्ये
नानाग्रन्थैः सुसंवितः आग्रेयः सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम्
धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्मिन्
देवानामसि प्रियमेधादो अर्चत अर्चन्दपुत्रका उदपुरन्नदुष्वर्चत अर्चत प्रार्थ्यत ओम
दीपेस्वजात वेदो
भग्ननिर्जिं मम
पशोस्मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा
ओम मानो हि गुंसे
जातवेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अभिप्रदज्ञागहि श्रियामा परिपादय
ओम तत्विष्णो
परमं पदगुं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवि वचक्षुरादधं
तत्विप्रासो
विपन्यवो जागृवान् सस्मिन्धते विष्णोर्यः परमं पदम्
ओम रं जगज्योतिरूपाय नमः समर्पयामि
धूपमाग्रापयामि दीपं सन्दर्शयामि
प्रार्थ्यत
प्रियमेधादो अर्चत अर्चन्दपुत्रका उदपुरन्नदुष्वर्चत अर्चत प्रार्थ्यत
हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां
चन्द्राहिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो ममावह
तां मावह जातवेदो
लक्ष्मीर्मरमगामिनी
यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामश्वं पुरुषाणहम् अश्वपूर्वां रथमद्यां हस्तिनाथप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मा देवी जुहताम् कांसोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकारामात्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां दर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदाराम् तां पद्मिनीमीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये लक्ष्मीर्मेणस्य
तां त्वां वृणे
आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोदबिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाश्च वाक्या
लक्ष्मीः
उपैतुमां देवजगत्कीर्तिष्टमनिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिवृद्धिं दधातु मे
क्षिप्तिपासामलान् ज्येष्ठामलक्ष्मीर्न जजाम्यहम्
अभूतिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वान्निन्दुत मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारान् दुरादर्शान् नित्यपुष्टाङ्गरीषिणीम्
ईश्वरीं सर्वभूतानां
दामिहोपह्वये श्रियम्
मनसः काममाकोतिं वाचः सत्यमसेमहे
पशूनां रूपमन्यस्य मयि श्रीयताम्
यजः
कर्दमेन प्रजा भूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमा श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपश्रयन्तु स्निग्धानि
अपानाय स्वाहा
व्यानाय स्वाहा
ॐ उदानाय स्वाहा ॐ समानाय स्वाहा
ॐ ब्रह्मणे नमः मध्ये मध्ये पानीयं समर्पयामि उत्तराभूद्रं समर्पयामि हस्तौ प्रक्षालयामि पादौ प्रक्षालयामि ताम्बूलं समर्पयामि कर्पूरमङ्गलनीराजनदीपं सन्दर्शयामि ब्रह्मणो पूर्णं दधाति मधुव्योसानीति एकदा ब्रह्मण उपहरति एकदैव यजमान आयुस्तेजो दधाति कल्याण निधने निधरेऽर्थिनां श्रीवेङ्कटनिवासाय श्रीनिवासाय मङ्गलम् तनयां श्रीरङ्गदामेश्वरीं दासीभूतनमस्तदेव वनितां लोकैकदीपाङ्कुराम् श्रीमन्मन्दकटाक्षलब्धविभव ब्रह्मेन्द्र गङ्गाधरा त्वां त्रैलोक्यकुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियाम्
जम्भोज्यो
स्वराज्यं वैराज्यं
पालमेष्ट्यो राज्यो महाराज्यमाधिपत्यमयं
सार्वभौमः
सर्वायुषः आन्धातात्परार्थात्
यानि कानि च
पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते प्रदक्षिणवदे पदे
पापोऽहं पापकर्माणां पापात्मा पापसम्भवः त्राहि मां कृपया देवा शरणागतवत्सला अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम
तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष
जनार्दना
समर्पयामि मयजन्त देवास्तानि धर्माणि
प्रथमान्यासन्ने हनागं महिमानः सृजन्ते साध्याः सन्ति देवाः
शोभनार्थे
क्षेमाय पुनरागमनाय च
ప్లేట్ మళ్ళీ దానిలో విడిపూలు పోసి పెట్టేసుకో రెడీ ఇగో బాబు ఇట్రా
द्योर्वरिणान्तरिक्षं महित्वा उपस्थेते देव्यदितेऽग्निमन्नादमन्नाद्यायादधे आयङ्गौ पृश्निरक्रमेत सदन्मातरं पुनः पितरं च प्रयन्सुवः त्रिगुंशद्धामविराजति वाक्पतङ्गाय श्रिये प्रत्यस्य वहद्युभिः अस्य प्राणादपानद्यन्तश्चरति रोचना व्यक्षन्महिषः सुवः यत्वा क्रुद्धः परो वपमन्युनायतवर्त्या सुकल्पमग्ने तत्तव पुनस्त्वोद्दीपयामसि युक्ते मन्युपरो तस्य पृथिवीमनुदध्वसे आदित्या विश्वे तद्देवा वसवश्च समाभरन् मेदिनी देवी वसुन्धरा स्यात् वसुधा देवी वासवी ब्रह्मवर्चसः पितॄणां श्रोत्रं चक्षुर्मनः देवी हिरण्यगर्भिणी देवी प्रसोवरे सदने सत्यायने सीता समुद्रवती सावित्री मनो देवी मह्यते महोधरणे महोद्यतिष्ठते शृङ्गे शृङ्गे यज्ञे यज्ञे विभीषणे इन्द्रवत्नी व्यापिनी धरसिज इह वायुमती जलशयनी श्रियं धाराजा सत्यन्तो परिमेदिनी सोपरिधत्तङ्गाय विष्णुपत्नी महीं देवी माधवी माधवप्रिया लक्ष्मीं प्रियसखीं देवीं नमाम्यच्युतवल्लभा ॐ याः फलिनीर्या अफला पुष्पायाश्च पुष्पिणीः बृहस्पति प्रदोदाः सानो मुञ्जन्त्वगुंहतः तद्विष्णोः परमं पदगुं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीव चक्षुराददौ तद्विप्रासो विपन्यवो जागृवां सस्यमिन्धते विष्णोर्यः परमं पदम् ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो ममावह तामावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनी यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयङ्गामश्वं पुरुषानः अश्वपूर्वान् रथमद्यां हस्तिनादप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपक्वये श्रीर्मा देवी जुहताम् कांसोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकारामार्त्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपक्वये श्रियो मनसः काममागोतिं वादः सत्यमशीमहे पशूनां रूपमन्यस्य मयि श्रीयदां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूतं ध्रुवन्ते राजा वरुणो ध्रुवं देवो बृहस्पतिः ध्रुवन्त इन्द्रस्याग्निश्चरास्तु धारयतां ध्रुवं ध्रुवेण हविषा कस्मै देवाय ब्रुवन् अयं च ब्रह्मणस्पतिः सुमुहूर्तोऽस्तु मुहूर्तकाले सूर्यादीनां नवानां ग्रहाणाम् अत्यन्तानुकूल्यता फलसिद्धिरस्तु तथास्तु
ఓకేనా రెడీగా ఫ్యూచర్ ఓకే వైరా ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్స్ ప్రొడక్షన్ నెంబర్ 1 ముహూర్తం షాట్ గాడ్ బ్లెస్ మీరు కెమెరా
మేడం రా మేడం ఓకే సార్ రామా థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం
మున్నా మున్నా
all the vice chancellors to spare your time to have a glimpse at the initiatives that are taken up at Andhra University over the last 2 years with a view to share your advice, expertise, and mentorship to move them to the next level. With this few lines of talk, I conclude offering pranams to Honorable Governor. Once again, welcome you all to Visakhapatnam, the city of destiny, and to Andhra University that has changed the destiny of many a stalwart. Jai Hind.
Address by Professor Suranjan Das, President, Association of Indian Universities.
His Excellency, the Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Bishwa Bhushan Harishandanji, the esteemed Vice Chancellor of Andhra University, Professor Reddy, the esteemed Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education of Andhra Pradesh, Professor Reddy, Dr. Pankaj Mittal, the Honorable Secretary General of the Association of Indian Universities, AIU's Vice President, Dr. G.D. Sharma, my esteemed predecessor, Dr. Thiruvasagam, esteemed Vice Chancellor colleagues attending this conference, other distinguished members of the House. Could I first say a very big thank you to Andhra University for hosting this meet. It is indeed in the fitness of things that Andhra University, blessed as it was by none other than Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, is hosting the Vice Chancellor's meet to discuss the issue of research excellence in transforming India's higher education system. There is no doubt, compared to the countries which won independence almost at the same time that India did, which in history we call the period of decolonization, India has contributed significantly to the enrichment of research excellence in all fields and disciplines. But it is also true that neither the contours of research nor research methodology is constant or static. It evolves with time, and at particular conjunctures it assumes different forms. At a moment when Indian higher education system is in a transformative mode, it is perhaps imperative to think in terms of new research agenda. And I would like to highlight a particular entry point in this context, which is related to the decolonizing of the Indian knowledge system. Colonialism in India did not merely imply economic and political domination by the British Raj, but it was accompanied by Western cultural hegemony, which resulted in a stultification of the indigenous knowledge system. To unfold this indigenous knowledge system, we have to consider how different frameworks, traditions, and knowledge projects can inform each other. Let me give some examples. I draw your attention to the criticism of caste and gender practices in India. But much of this criticism has come from an external point of view. That is to say, from the notion of individual freedom or individual liberalism as it prevails in the West. The difficulty is that this external critique can always be interpreted as a continuation of the dictum of white man's burden or the civilizing mission of the colonial regime. On the other hand, what is now required is to unfold the internal critiques of caste that had been voiced not within the paradigm of colonial criticism, but within the internal to the Indian society itself, but which had been submerged by colonial discourse. Again, take the case of the indigenous medical system, which had been subsumed by the introduction of Western medicine, but which, as recent scholars show, helped colonize the colonial body and hence strengthen the colonial regime. But this legacy of the indigenous medical world, whether the Unani or the Ayurvedic, needs to be recovered. Again, take the thoughts of Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, or Swami Vivekananda. They can certainly be researched as models of alternative modernity, as a juxtaposition to Western notion of modernity. In our decolonization of the research agenda, the other crucial aspect is to foster the cultivation of knowledge through vernacular and indigenous languages. The imposition of English language in India resulted in the bifurcation of the world of Indian education into two: A, the English or European language-based education, and B, the indigenous language-based education. But as we go in for decolonization, this dichotomy needs to be broken through an active bilingualism in higher education, where researchers and teachers could operate fluently both in English and regional languages, so that even if language is different, the content need not necessarily be so separated. Our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore both underlined the importance of the pursuit of knowledge through vernacular mode. Gandhiji wrote, I quote, "Our language is a reflection of ourselves, and if you tell me that our languages are too poor to express the best of thought, then I say that the sooner we are wiped out of existence, the better for us," unquote. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, echoing a similar sentiment, wrote, I quote, "We in India must make up our minds that we cannot borrow other people's history, and that if we stifle our own, we are committing suicide. When you borrow things that do not belong to your life, they only serve to crush your life," unquote. Nevertheless, I would like to assert that decolonization of the knowledge system cannot simply mean archaism, or that everything in the past was golden, or a complete return to what existed before colonialism in the realm of education. But decolonization of the research agenda requires us to deconstruct the knowledge that had been transmitted through the prism of colonialism, based on the methodology of learning to know and learning to think. While I conclude in stressing the significance of unfolding a scientific unfolding of indigenous knowledge system, it is perhaps pertinent to point out that this exercise will be time-consuming and difficult. This is because our higher educational institutions exist in a global economy of knowledge with a definite hegemonic structure, reflecting hierarchies of race, class, and gender, which is shaped by the power relations between the former colonial powers, which constitute the global north, and the former colonized states, which constitute the global south. The breaking of these dialectics in the global world of knowledge is necessary to reconstruct the indigenous knowledge system of the colonized world, be it in India or Spanish Latin America or French and British Africa. Although this is a difficult and time-consuming process, we need to make a beginning, remembering Sri Aurobindo's remark, and I quote, "Every teacher should bear in mind that nothing can be taught, but everything can be learned," unquote. And I'm sure that the present Vice Chancellor's meet will provide an important entry point to this process. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir. Now address by Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education.
Honorable Chancellor of AP State Public Universities and Governor of Andhra Pradesh State, His Excellency Shri Bishwabhushan Harichandanji, the President of Association of Indian Universities, Professor Suranjan Dasji, the Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, Dr. Pankaj Mittalji, my good friend, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Centenarian University, Professor PVGD Prasad Reddy Garu, Shri R.P. Sisodia ji, the Special Chief Secretary to Honorable Governor, distinguished academic leaders and Vice Chancellors from the South Indian states, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, press and media, very good morning. And at the outset, on my own behalf, on behalf of the government of Andhra Pradesh, and also on behalf of the Andhra University, I extend a very warm welcome to the legendary personalities into this campus. It is exciting to meet so many academic administrators, academicians par excellence under one roof. And the Association of Indian Universities has taken up a right theme for a discussion. And next 2 days, today and tomorrow, we will be discussing on the transformative higher education, particularly with an emphasis on research. I think it's my duty to introduce higher education ecosystem of Andhra Pradesh before we actually plunge into action and start discussing about what's happening in the research front of higher education. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, we are in transformative years. I don't know, long back, 36 years back, there was a national education policy, and we almost forgot that there is an education policy for this country until the new education policy has kick-started a discussion in 2020. I think that is the starting point. Everyone started discussing about the direction in which the higher education should be going. At this point of time, Andhra Pradesh is so blessed with the right leadership at this point of time. We have an erudite scholar as our Honorable Governor and an young and dynamic Chief Minister who has a vision for the youth of this state. With the blessings of these two people, we started reforming the entire higher education. I'll just very quickly as I can, take you through the plethora of reforms that we have initiated in the last 3 years. Before actually, is this one? Let me introduce the size of higher education in Andhra Pradesh. We have 53 universities. This include state funded. We are 24 state funded universities. We have deemed to be universities. We have 8 private universities. We have quite a few specialized universities. In all, it is 53. And the number of colleges, we have 2,601. And the recent higher education, All Indian Survey of Higher Education reveals that we have 49 institutions for lack of population. And the number of students, we are very close to 1.5 million. And female students are slightly behind. Our gender parity index in 18-19 was 0.81. We moved to 0.94 in the recently published All Indian Survey of Higher Education. And the gross enrollment ratio, we have made a few big strides in this direction. And from 27.4, we are now 37.2 in the recent All Indian Survey of Higher Education. And I said gender parity index, we jumped from 0.81 to 0.84. That's a huge distance we have covered. And in terms of the vision for the higher education, I'm talking about the vision of AP State Council of Higher Education, which is no different from the vision of the government of Andhra Pradesh. And we are working on the 4 salient points: accessible, equitable, and inclusive and quality education. And we are promoting 5 goals in higher education: quality learning, skills and competencies, social consciousness, employment and entrepreneurship, and producing global citizenship. This may not be the right time for me to introduce all the initiatives that we have taken. We have established a quality assurance cell, and we have established for the first time a higher education planning board. I am sure it will attract the attention of many academic administrators here. We brought in the central and state funded institution heads under one roof. We called it as Higher Education Planning Board. We have decided to meet thrice in a year and discuss various pertinent issues related to higher education. Hitherto, the centrally funded institutions were in their own isolation, but today we are exchanging very effectively between us, and we are sharing the best practices, we are sharing the resources. The whole state has been divided into 5 regional clusters, and we have brought in a specific region, the central and state funded institutions, multidisciplinary universities to come together, exchange their knowledge, paving way for multidisciplinary research. We also have established a state research board in the AP State Council of Higher Education, first of its kind initiative to augment research in the state of Andhra Pradesh and to handhold the universities and individual researchers, connect them to the funding agencies and national, international research laboratories. Also, we said social consciousness is one of our goal, and we have for the first time established Board for Community Development through Education. This is an exclusive board. We have established 553 entrepreneurship incubation startup centers, a robust learning management system. We have an industry institute connect portal, and all admissions happening in Andhra Pradesh are through online through a single window, right from UG to PhD. And that's how we brought in transparency into admissions into higher education system. Equitable and inclusive higher education, one of the major agenda of national education policy. Let me tell you, Andhra Pradesh is the only state in this country to completely reimburse the tuition fee of all the eligible students. Let me present it that way. 87% of my 1.5 million pursuing higher education in Andhra Pradesh are receiving free education. They don't pay even a single rupee from their pocket. On top of it, we reimburse 20,000 rupees as their maintenance scholarship per each student, irrespective of whether they stay in hostel or they commute as a day scholar. 20,000 rupees to support themselves without depending on their families. I should say Andhra Pradesh has paved way for a new dimension, liberalizing, making higher education also at free of cost. 11,26,000 students are pursuing free education in Andhra Pradesh at this point of time. In the last 3 years, we have spent 12,000 crores only on these two schemes, Jagananna Vidya Devana, Jagananna Vasat Devana. These two are the scholarship schemes that we are doing. We did not stop there. Whoever wants to pursue higher education in internationally reputed institutions, we coined a scheme called Jagananna Videshi Vidya Devana. Whoever joins QS 100 ranked universities across the world, 100% of the tuition fee to a maximum of 1 crore of rupees, the government of Andhra Pradesh reimburses. It's free of cost. And whoever joins between 101 and 200 QS ranked universities will reimburse 50% of their tuition fee to a tune of 50 lakh rupees. I think I have a limited time. And let me tell you the result of these two schemes, comparing between 18-19 and the 2021 AISHE data. Look at the sectors in which the GER percentage has been increased. The saffron stands for national averages and blue stands for Andhra Pradesh. And every sector, look at the female growth rate in GER percentages, 24.13 against the nation's growth rate of 5.68. SC, 16.26 against national growth rate of 0.43 between these 2 years. And moving on, is someone operating? Yeah. This is an interesting, data that you all should go through. Now, my slippage between those who pass intermediate and who are taking admissions in UG programs, undergraduate programs. Look at it. We started with 80,000 students passing intermediate, not getting admitted in any college in 18-19. And today, the drop is only 22,000. I attribute everything to these schemes that we have initiated with a strong intention to promote, inclusive growth in higher education. Today, out of 4 lakh students who are passing intermediate, we have only 22,000 dropouts who are not accounted for. Remaining are all in higher education institutions. Andhra is the first state to take a big step in implementing NEP. Thanks to our Honorable Governor. Every year he is calling for the Vice Chancellor's meet. And without any exception, he is meticulously planning the higher education progress in the state of Andhra Pradesh. I am very happy to inform you that we have almost implemented 80% of the components of NEP. The NEP was rolled out sometime in mid-2020, and we also, around the same time, rolled out our new redesigned curriculum. We are the first state to implement 4-year degree program in UG conventional programs like BA, BCom, BSc. And, we brought in plethora of reforms in terms of flexibility, everything. And we have introduced 10 months of mandatory internship for our students, BA, BCom, BSc, engineering, pharmacy, everything. I must tell you, 1.94 lakh students underwent internship in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Entire government is supporting us through us. We have completely went on a blended mode, and digitalization is the priority at this point of time. We have achieved 1.5 lakh certifications in the last 1 year. We all pursued the virtual mode. And of this 1.5 lakh certifications, we have achieved 83,000 are from Microsoft alone. The placement record is going, and we started in 18-19 with 37,000. In the last year, we have achieved 85,000 campus placements. Average salary is also almost doubled. And my dear friends, these are some of the reforms. For want of time, I couldn't take further time to take you through. Maybe in the sessions to follow, probably I'll inform you the reforms that we have initiated. But we are so happy under the esteemed and able guidance of Honorable Governor of the State of Andhra Pradesh and Honorable Chief Minister. We are progressing well. Andhra Pradesh definitely is ready for any kind of experimentation. My appeal to Association of Indian Universities, maybe if you want to initiate any reform, if you want to try it, please, Andhra Pradesh always welcomes you here. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present a few facts about Andhra Pradesh higher education. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have release of the special issue of Association of Indian Universities, News of the University, followed by button press to upload digitalized ancient Talapatras onto cloud server by the Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. I request Dr. Rama Devi Pani, Editor University News, to join the occasion, and also Professor Venkatesh Warlu, Honorary Director, Honorary Librarian of V.S. Krishna Library, to join the release of the special issue of Association of Indian Universities, News of the University. Now button press to upload digitalized ancient Talapatras onto cloud server by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. I request the Registrar of Andhra University also join. With a press of a button, all the digitalized ancient Talapatras are being uploaded now onto cloud. These are available for further research. The movement is here. Now, addressed by the chief guest, Sri Biswa Bhushan Harichandan Ji, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh.
Professor K. Hemchand Reddy, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education, Professor Suranjan Das, President, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, Professor P.V. G.D. Prasad Reddy, Vice Chancellor, Andhra University, ladies and gentlemen, members of the print and electronic media, my warm greetings to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in the South Zone Vice Chancellor's Meet on Research and Excellence for Transformative Higher Education, organized by the Association of Indian Universities here today at Andhra University in Visakhapatnam. The Association of Indian Universities is one of the premier apex higher education institutes of the country, established in 1925. It is a research-based policy advisory institution to the Government of India in the field of higher education, sports and culture in the